The first time I ever witnessed xenophobic violence, it felt like a foreign force.
We often hear of racism abroad, but one do not expect to live that in South Africa.
As xenophobia became more prevalent in my country, I wanted to look away.
This is vigilantism.
Anti-migrant groups are whipping up anger and hatred.
I hate foreigners, and the government is doing nothing.
And the scapegoating of migrants is threatening the fabric of our country.
We are coming for you.
As the economy breaks down, South Africa's migrant community is in the firing line.
I'm looking for agenda. My battalion commanders.
This is a local branch meeting of an anti-migrant group in Orange Grove near the Johannesburg city centre.
Commanders, morning. Why are you going to keep us in shop? And then chi. And which you would need cooking in shop and money and keep us. So as mobilizing,
It's called Operation Dudula, and I've been given rare access.
because
Dudula in isiZulu literally means to force out.
with proud I'm a citizen.
They're planning to go to businesses this evening and ask them about their citizenship, get details, contact details with them. And it seems that this is a typical kind of patrol operation that they're doing. Official figures put the number of migrants in South Africa at 3.6 million people. But with 1 in 3 South Africans out of work, migrants have become an easy target. As night falls, the team sets off for the high street. They want to find the owner of a local shop who they say has information about a recent stabbing.
As we've been walking down the main road and passing shops owned by foreign nationals, this group has been singing songs that contain slurs and also shouting very pointed slurs, things like "F you foreigners" or "Foreigners must leave."
I'm trying to get the owner of the shop. Yeah. So if I get the owner of the shop, I want to engage with him so that he can tell me who's the owner of this building.
Why?
I've got a commander. Yeah. His son was stabbed by the Somalian guy. So 5 boys were in hospital, stabbed by one person.
It's all very confusing, and there are no police in sight.
Why are you getting involved? Because even with the owner,
it's our community.
But it's not your role.
Yeah, it's
lawfully,
not
it's not your role.
Yeah, but it's our community. We have to stand even for these kids who are 16 and 14 years who were stabbed here.
This is mob justice.
We're trying to make sure that these people who are foreign nationals are respecting us and we are protected in our society.
Karina!
7th Street, the next one. The first thing happening.
As they move on, they head towards a spot they say is notorious for drug dealing.
This corner is where you see a lot of drug activity.
It's where they buy drugs here. White people, our kids, African, but no foreigners. The foreigners are selling, but our people, they are not selling, they're just buying and eat drugs.
Tell me, what hope do you have?
The hope that we have is that the government will end up getting our message as a community, that he has to fix where there is a problem. He has to make sure that he come to us and see the way we live. It's what we're hoping that tomorrow it won't be like today.
You've seen members of Dudula attack people who are even street vendors, innocent people, and intimidating them and even physically attacking them. What do you say to that?
We do lose emotions, but it's not that we're saying I promote violence and stuff. We don't do that. We don't promote violence at all. We don't.
I'd heard reports there'd been a recent Dudula attack at this market.
No, we walk the talk. Yeah.
Well, you lead the way.
Yes.
All right.
I've come to meet Annie, who's a campaigner for migrant rights.
These guys are always on edge. They are always on edge for whatever might happen.
How long has this market been here?
I think it's 8 years.
And only recently did South Africans try to reclaim it?
Yeah, they found out that selling second-hand clothing is a very lucrative business. Hello, how are you doing? I'm fine. How was things going? Is it your stall or this one? Remember when those guys from Dudula was here? When they tried to take your stuff?
We won't show you if you don't want us to show you. We won't do it, yeah. It's okay.
People are understandably reluctant to talk.
So you're saying that someone was willing to speak to us?
Yeah. He's the one who was tased. They tased him.
He was tased?
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going to show your face.
They destroyed all my clothes.
When was this?
On Sunday.
What did they do to the clothes?
They put it in this gutter
On the gutter?
and washed it.
You haven't been able to make a living?
Nothing. Putting that in here. Two. Here. There are 3 mamas.
Ladies.
What did they say when they were shooting and attacking?
They say, F off. You must go to Nigeria. F off. We are the Dudulas. We are South Africa.
They were wearing the t-shirts.
Now I'm sleeping in the city.
Have you your passport or your asylum?
I vote in this country.
Yeah.
I'm a citizen here.
Oh, you are a citizen?
Yes.
Did the Dudula people, did they ask you if you're a citizen?
They didn't. I never see a country treating people like this. If I'm doing something illegal, fine, good me, I'm doing illegal thing. But now I'm not doing illegal thing. Now you make my life miserable. I cannot pay my rent. So I want to go. It's too much.
You're saying you want to leave?
Yeah. What did I do?
Thank you for your time. And all the best.
Thank you.
It's very difficult being here, speaking to older men who are old enough to be my father and my grandfathers, right? Who are talking about being victimized, who've been here a long time, who are trying to make a living for themselves and their families, but are being harassed, I myself was raised poor. I come from a township. I still have family, you know, who are impoverished and who are in the township. It's none of those reasons feel good enough to victimize people.
Zandile Dabula is the Secretary General of Operation Dudula and one of its founding members.
Hello. Things that you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we'll just be here.
Sharp. And then my phone even.
She helps to coordinate the activities of Operation Dudula all across South Africa.
Okay. Landelewen. Ayanda.
So yeah, she's a journalist.
We're just going to be here for maybe like about 2 hours, just observing. I'm just here to learn more about her.
We've been in long negotiations to get this access, but the Dudula people are still clearly suspicious.
So right now you're going to look into the WhatsApp messages that you got.
Now
the tip-offs.
The tip-offs. Then we check who's the owner of the house.
Okay.
And then we take it from there.
All right.
Crime is rampant.
We're being filmed the whole time.
We are afraid in our own houses.
Is this the Dudula
This is the
WhatsApp line?
Dudula, this is the
How does it
Dudula
work?
WhatsApp line. There was a poster that circulated with these numbers to say if you know of a house, of an RDP house specifically that foreign nationals are living in, let us know. Give us the exact address and the exact place. Then we will come through.
So RDP housing is social housing in South Africa. It's a house that South African citizens are issued for free when they can prove that they cannot afford their own home, as Uzandile has just mentioned.
So now I need to go through these responses.
It's a lot of
and
responses.
see, it's a lot of responses. Okay, so now this one, she's giving us the house, the particular house, and wanting to know how they managed to get the RDP house because the husband is from Swaziland and the wife is from Lesotho, so they're obviously both foreign nationals. We'll check that one.
Are these messages coming from all over the country?
Sure.
Once you've gotten a lead on an RDP house that has foreign nationals living in it, what happens next?
So once we get the information, Solomon will now phone that person that sent the message to find out who lives in the house, how many people are there, and for how long have they been living there. Whilst I check on the system if I can manage to find the owner of the property. So that when we go there, we know what is it that we have to expect.
You're calling a member of Dudula
I'm calling a
in
member
Springs.
of Dudula in Springs. Kuluma no SG. Uyangizwa? Ane kukhona ukudriver maspeed nyana nje ukuya lapha extension 3.
Okay, akuna stress.
Kuzonithatha isikhathi singakanani?
7 minutes.
Oh, but anyways, because in a driver, it's in brief. Sifuna ukuchecka ukuthi ubani umnikazi wale yandlu, ne?
Yeah.
Because RDP but bathi bachashisa ama foreigner, ne?
Yeah.
But lo muntu loyo.
Ayish mina ngikhumula lesikhipa phela ngifaka isikhipa sa Operation Dudula bese namhlanje.
Sikhiphe. Yeah, ithi ngene omunye ongafakanga iskipa.
All right. Okay.
Sharp.
She said that she's wearing a Dudula t-shirt and you told her to take it off.
Because you know, foreign nationals, when they just see the Operation Dudula t-shirt and they know there's trouble. So we don't want them to be suspicious that there's an investigation happening. We just want them to give out as much information as they can. Then only we can reveal ourselves that we are Operation Dudula and we're now here to work on that house.
Okay.
Here's my banner there.
You have a banner?
Nah, yeah. Commander morning. Commander morning. Nijani.
This is Dimakatso, the voice on the end of the phone just now, and one of Zandile's loyal foot soldiers.
Uti, why did you put the banner here?
I always put the banner la.
Why?
Ukuthi whoever lama foreigners athengisa lana.
Oh.
Yeah, they must know ukuthi Dudula is here.
So this is to keep them away?
Yes. This place is full of foreigners, which is not fair, really. This is their country. I cook for the students. This is where I cook. This This is the cafeteria.
Okay.
Yes. These are the students.
Okay.
Okay.
We are in Dimakatso's kitchen where she works out of. She caters for the cafeteria here at this college, but she also cooks meals for young people who are living on the streets and are also living with drug addiction.
So I'm doing chips now. Some of those kids now who are on the streets, it's not by their choices that they want to be on the streets. Most of them, they've got qualifications. They can't get jobs. They are frustrated, actually. So thus they decided to smoke. I feel for them because my own child is also an engineer and he's a drug addict. He started smoking drugs when he was 14 years old. He got injured while he was on the streets. This is when he got banned.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
He said because he didn't have something to eat or to smoke, actually. Then he went out and he went and stole cable. Then not knowing that by that time the power is coming back, that's when the power struck him. And this is him.
Do you know what exactly he's smoking?
He said he smokes, what is it? Is it crystal? He said it's crystal, nyaupe, dacha, whatever that he gets, that's him.
I'm so sorry.
Because he wasn't born like this. And he is an intelligent somebody, you know? Then I don't know what went wrong. Then to tell you the truth, I hate foreigners.
I hate foreigners and the government is doing nothing. Being a single mother, seeing your son like this, I hate foreigners. How I wish they can just pick and go and leave our country. Let's just leave our country. Our kids have turned into zombies. It's all because of them.
But I'm wondering why, you know, you said you hate foreigners.
Most of them are selling drugs. You can ask my son, he will tell you. I'm thankful to Dudula, because Dudula, that's the only thing that keeps me going.
Why?
With Operation Dudula, I have hope. So they're here, ne? These boys. What's on, boys? What's on? Not good.
This is where Dimakatso hands out food, just a few meters away from the high street.
Okay. Now,
Understandably, no one wishes to be on camera.
Hi, small change. I come in there. Seven right, ne?
Right, ma'am.
Okay, sharp. Sure. Hi. Okay. Hi, sharp. Open my chips.
You don't think that the powerful people will still find ways to peddle drugs in our communities, even without the people you consider to be the enemy or the cause for it?
Yeah. They will, but it won't be like this. You know, it's like everyone can sell drugs, like peanuts. It's like everyone, whoever wants to go and buy drugs and sell it to these kids. Really, this is too much. These people need to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I am sure. They will go. Make no mistake. There are ways to make them go. So they will go. They will not just go, they will run away.
But from what I've seen, it's often the most vulnerable who are being scapegoated.
In 500 meters, turn left.
South Africans are struggling through an economic crisis. Blackouts are a daily occurrence. Unemployment is at 33%. It's even worse in the townships, and that's a source of tension.
In a township called Alexandra in the north of Johannesburg, known for its inequality, like the many other symbols of inequality in this country. But what's particular about Alex is that it's a stone throw away from Sandton City, which is the richest square mile in Africa.
I've come to meet Babsabelo. In 2019, he was forced from his home by a group calling itself Dudula.
Bavele bafika kuyi Friday. Ngizwe umntwana uthi baba laba abantu bafikile. Bathe uqoqa into zakho nje kusasa nje. Indaba yakho ayisekho.
Did they say why?
But I'm a foreigner.
How did you know they were Operation Dudula when they came to you?
They told me that they're Operation Dudula. They were coming at any time, night, daylight. They were looking for papers.
Dudula in Alexandra is a distinct entity, completely separate from the organization I'd already met with. But the tactics and the rhetoric are similar.
Angathi namaphoyisa laba bantu baphethe nepa. They are well armed. Saya namaphoyisa bashela bathi laba bantu ba-amile. Ba well armed. Ningalinge nithi uthatha ama-chance bazonibulala.
So what do you do in that situation?
Ayikho into ozoyenza ngoba angithi ufuze ubalekele emaphoyiseni. Manje amaphoyisa makuyiwona basaba. Mina bangitshela amaphoyisa bathi
Babsabelo is now living in this shack, trying to bring up a family. He's a South African citizen, and he still has to prove it.
And this is evidence that you were born here?
Yeah. Angithi nangu baba wami uJames nangu from Rhodesia.
You're saying your mother is South African?
Yeah.
You were born in Netherlands?
Yeah.
And your father?
Is a Rhodesian.
It was from Rhodesia?
Yeah. Uyazi kube sengathi mawuhamba ungathi awugqokanga. Yeah, uyibona ukuthi how inferior you are. Uyibona ukuthi useless. Kube kungaphezulu kwamandla akho. Yabona.
Mawusithi uhambe ungathi awugqokile, can you explain that what that means?
Ngisho ukuthi uyibona ukuthi awuna value. Awuyena ubaba enough. Angithi baba ufuze protect abantu abakhe. But if manje kuzofika amanye amadoda bafike benze noma yini. Uyabona ilungelo lakho lokubaba alisekho. Alisekho. Alisekho.
It didn't matter that Babsabelo had spent all his adult life in South Africa, that his mother is South African. In the eyes of Dudula, he's different, and he has to be forced out.
Lentwana lenyawupe. Intwana lenyawupe ipi? Ngicela uMandla bathi babhizi bafunana naye ngithi then simelele i-intelligence.
But uMandla uhleli la endlini.
uMandla uthini? Uyifonele awuthi khadi.
Principal kwala koloi First, I think we really need to interrogate this further.
A so-called Dudula task force is planning a raid on a suspected drug dealer who's accused of selling nyaupe, a deadly cocktail of drugs that's destroying communities across South Africa.
And I think in that 30 minutes space. So he's going to go back and buy, whilst we strategically position ourselves somewhere.
Yeah, because that's what we were thinking. He's going to buy, then he leave the premises and the area.
Yeah.
Then after that, we just go there, we attack.
But what he would have bought this morning.
They say they've been gathering evidence from a local whistleblower.
Give it enough time,
We didn't talk on WhatsApp, actually.
Evidence they plan to give to a policeman they're expecting to arrive shortly.
I'm concerned about the time frame. It will still go back and implicate him. Chances are, these people are very clever also.
They're dangerous.
You know, and they are very dangerous. They can be brutally dangerous.
What they told me next was shocking.
What's been happening? What's gone wrong?
Yeah, before we had no drugs like we've got now. We know what is wrong, we know what is right. We grew up in an apartheid time where things were much better than what it is now.
How were things better under apartheid?
The law was the law. But now, the way things are happening, the government is failing us in law.
South Africa needs to go back to the old South Africa that we know. Our fathers are the ones who started Lentozama tuck shops. But today, those tuck shops, all of them, it's only foreigners, especially Bangladeshis, Somalia, and Ethiopians. Why?
It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
If they want the address, they must come here. We will take them to the place.
We're still waiting here for this policeman that this Operation Dudula Task Force claims has been working with them, but he has been about an hour late, and it looks like he may not come. So they're about to discuss what to do next.
I think we're gonna call it off.
Even today, before you came, there's a lady who came here with a case that she reported it. If you don't mind, you might as well tackle it. There's an illegal immigrant who's doing a business. That guy doesn't want to pay rent anymore. So those are the things maybe you might as well like to have as proof of whatever that we are doing on the ground.
Well, we're not asking you to do anything. We're just here to...
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not... Please don't set anything up for us to see.
The team is going to confront a local shopkeeper who they say is in a dispute with his landlady over rent. But they only have the landlady's word for it.
So what are you going to do?
We need to engage with him. That's what we do normally. Then we'll take measures whereby to call the relevant department to come and evict him. Take this side, take this side.
Are people scared of you?
Not exactly scared, but they respect us because they know we're going to confront them. Most of them, they know this truck, it's Operation Dudula truck. So whenever they see the truck, everyone disperse.
Having identified their target, the team moves in.
See Operation Dudula tonight. Ne? As Operation Dudula. Yeah. Usisi landlord ela, ngithi. So she came to us as there's a problem like HRD. Since no problem you pay rent and then mawuceda nasebathi going on hambe and then we are refusing.
Do you have a relevant document to be here in South Africa?
Passport. Mamela, where's the papers of this business? Bring the papers, put the papers here, and we'll talk.
Ama-document ukuthi ube la wena amaphepha ukuthi usebenze la South Africa now.
You don't have to.
Sitshela nge-passport issued uyovakasha maqeda mele uhambe ubuyele.
Yabona thina mawudelela siyakushaya.
So it was supposed to be a negotiation, and the first step towards an amicable resolution has now descended into a confrontation and a screaming match.
Simnikeza 21 days alibela run business yakhe and then maqeda aphume. Ifavor le.
The shopkeeper is forced to sign an agreement giving him 2 months to leave the premises.
This is vigilantism.
This one?
This.
No.
You're not a judge,
Yeah.
you're not a policeman, you're not a lawyer,
Yeah.
but you just try to hold a hearing.
But since we intervened, we made sure there's a peace. There's a contract that I signed so that you keep your business, I keep my house. When a certain time comes, and then you leave my place.
Well, you threatened him and you didn't really give him a real option. You didn't listen to his side of the story. I was there, I saw it.
Yeah.
He didn't get to
started
fully
after.
explain. He tried to explain to
Yeah.
you that he's unable to leave now. He doesn't have the money.
You know what pushed us to do that? Which is not a crime. Which is not a crime. I said to him, we have documents to be here.
What gives you the right for that?
I'm a citizen. I'm legally here. I'm a citizen. I have my license. I have my ID. I have everything.
But you're not an officer of the court. You don't work for immigration.
We are not vigilant. He is illegally here. If he was not here, you wouldn't never have this problem.
They're celebrating a job well done. But a shopkeeper with a young family to support has just lost his livelihood. These videos were posted on a pro-Dudula website in June, and they appear to show more attacks on business owners.
We are South Africa. Askis, Kuluman. Uban is not a South African, he's South African.
These are markets in Diepkloof and Soweto.
Namo! Hey, what's that? Mozambiquans, go home!
Okay, here's my shop. Good morning. How are you?
Okay.
I'm at work.
Surprise, surprise.
I'm at work.
Oh, that's good.
Later. Those are my besties.
You have besties on every corner.
Yeah, it's better this side.
I've come back to meet Annie.
Hi, Morris.
How do you know her?
This is a mama for this street. For us, yeah, mama for us. Any problem? Oh, mama, she's here with us.
Yeah.
She's waiting to us. Anything, any case we have, we go straight to him.
Can I ask where you're from?
From Senegal.
Senegal. And how long have you been here?
I've been in right now like 9 years now.
9 years, yeah. And have you experienced any violence on the streets from Operation Dudula?
Yeah, every time they come, we close, we go home.
Really?
Yeah.
When Dudula comes here and they shut you down, you lose so much business.
You need to close because you hear they are coming. When you lose a staff, you lose your staff. No one will replace your staff. Yeah.
But then you lose money.
You lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding business, you lose a day. It's part of life. But when you lose a staff,
Hello. How are you? Morning. This is my neighbor. This is my space. Please come in. You can see all these water bottles standing over here. During hard days, I will take these 5-liter bottles and I'll just distribute it on the streets for the street vendors because they never have water.
How long have you been doing this?
For a long time. My motto is, you are first human, and then you're African, and then you can call me whatever you want to call me.
A lot of people feel like it's a luxury to be able to think that way, right? This Pan-African idea that we're all human because they feel like they're suffering. There's not enough resources, so it's time for people to go back to where they come from and have their own,
These people came here with survival skills. So why is it that South Africans don't know what survival skills are? Stop sitting and complaining and stop sitting and dying in that corner and waiting for a government that is failing you on a daily basis. They're basically failing us on a daily basis.
Do you think it's fair to say that?
They would rather go to the most vulnerable and attack them. The migrants, they are the poorest of the poor. and they are vulnerable. They'd rather go to them and rattle them instead of rattling the cages of the guys living in the glass houses.
Yeah, Pum. Aiko tight. Aiko.
It's a big day for Zandile and Operation Dudula, the movement she helped to found.
No, but then if umuntu enze operation, then khona umuntu okumele akusebenze. Yiphi lo shop leyo? Yeah, direct.
Operation Dudula's leadership team is meeting later today to decide on its future.
We're in Diepkloof now. We're heading to Pretoria, where we're going to be with the whole national executive discussing the issues for the provincial conference that we'll be having. I cannot disclose any information, but yeah, we're leaving now. We're heading to Pretoria.
They've brought their very own documentary crew.
Because we're two so there's about two over two pambi.
I don't think there's a crisis anymore. It's a grand.
Ngenzela ukuthi singasalise siba ama sardine. Yeah, singabe ama sardine. Oh.
So do you find that you coordinate everything and you tend to rally everybody?
Yeah, you know, sometimes also being a woman around men, you get to carry the whole responsibilities, but it's like more like I'm the mother of the movement. So yeah, I'm surrounded by men, you know, men can sometimes be a bit too slow, so you just need to make sure that you push.
Today, the leadership will decide whether Operation Dudula should become a political party and contest next year's general election.
When you're a political party, there are things that as a civic movement you could do and not as a political party. There's laws, implications, and you know, there's monies that will be paid if we go on the wrong side of the law. So it's a bit tricky. This one. Thanks.
What they decide will be put to members at a conference in a few days' time.
So the purpose of today is to create a framework and a discussion document for this coming weekend. And this
Elections are due next year, and current polling suggests for the first time ever, the ANC vote could fall below 50%.
Can we start with the business of the day?
Populist movements like Operation Dudula are keen to fill that vacuum. After the meeting, I asked Sandile, where did all this start?
It's a mess. Our country is a mess. Foreign nationals are working on a 20-year plan of taking over South Africa.
Where did you get the information about foreign nationals having a plan to take over South Africa?
It's a rumor, but it looks like it's happening because when we see things happening, then now you start seeing that, yeah, actually, it looks like there is a plan.
If you hear that people have a plan to take over the country but have no way of verifying that, isn't that dangerous?
The way we see things happening, we'd believe that the rumor is actually true because things are happening, you know, there's drugs, you see drugs everywhere, and most of the drug addicts are South Africans rather than foreign nationals. So what's happening? Are they feeding our own brothers and sisters so that it can be easy for them to take over?
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. These are conspiracies and rumors, but the consequences could be really dangerous. Operation Dudula on the streets of Johannesburg. Hundreds have traveled from across South Africa to attend today's conference, including Pumla, who I'd met earlier.
We are live. It's a conference.
What's happening at this conference?
We're going to hear everything inside.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be addressed by the executive today?
Yeah, yes. It's going to be a good day. Commander's morning.
There are rumors of a big announcement, and the members have come out in force. There's almost a party atmosphere. But listen to the songs. The intent is clear and threatening. This is all about projecting strength. Operation Dudula wants to be taken seriously.
Operation Dudula is going to make history today, guys. Operation Dudula. It's gonna make history.
I found Demakazo, who I'd met earlier at the soup kitchen.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy. Yes.
What are you hoping for?
Oh, I'm hoping to hear that all the foreigners are going. That's what I'm hoping to hear.
I counted about 800 people in this hall. This is clearly a very professional operation.
Having seen everyone come in and the numbers, how are you feeling about,
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. There are still more coming. As you can see, they're singing outside, they're still coming.
And what are you hoping to hear? What are you hoping will be the future?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Operation Dudula actually can be a strong movement that will spread in every corner of South Africa.
The military regalia harks back to South Africa's liberation struggle, when freedom fighters had to be prepared to die fighting. The clothing, the songs, and their chants all communicate a readiness for battle. But here, it's a war against migrants. There's clearly a lot of affection and support for the mother of the movement, Zandile.
When you walk the streets in this country, the street vendors, informal trading is gone. Let me tell you where they've gone to. They've gone to, not just foreigners, they went to illegal foreigners, and government is doing nothing about it.
Shameful. It's very shameful.
Bloomberg speaks to 430 million households all over the world, and they broadcasted the story that Operation Dudula is a vigilante group. Reuters followed that message, and all of, including CNN and BBC, all of them.
As a part of their presentation today, the leadership has attacked experts. They've also attacked mainstream media, telling their membership that the media has a conspiracy to make them look bad, to paint them as vigilantes, to paint them as xenophobic, which is very similar to rhetoric from other populist movements around the world.
We know you. We're coming forward.
Where do you get your money from as Operation Dudula?
Operation Dudula does not have sponsors. We don't have any funders. We use our own monies.
It looks like it costs a lot of money. And this is all member money.
It's not money, I tell you. It's just being creative. This is all creativity that you see here. There's nothing hectic. We didn't hire anything. The camera guys, some of them are some of our members, but some decided that, you know what, we're going to run with this because we can see it's heading somewhere. So believe me when I say we did not spend anything to do this. This is a contribution from each and everyone in this room. Does it look nice?
It looks official. It looks like it was put together professionally.
Take that as a compliment. But it's just creativity, trust me.
Do we make peace with illegal foreigners? Do we go out there and apologize? You have one option, and one option only. So you're gonna have to make this decision today. And the recommendation that was given to the NEC was the following. Alina choice. You gotta have
to. It's official. Operation Dudula is going to become a political party. And intends to contest next year's general election.
They genuinely want things to be fixed in their communities, and they've lost hope in the government. They even said that Dudula is their final hope. Dudula might be able to do the things that all the political parties that the various members are a part of have not been able to do.
But I didn't hear any policy ideas that address some of South Africa's most pressing needs. I've come to meet Zandile one last time.
Hey.
I still have a few unanswered questions. It's a full house. The leadership team has arrived, along with their film crew.
Busy day? It's always hectic. Yeah. Problems never end.
You've managed to gain a following on the singular message that foreigners must go, and once illegal foreigners or all foreigners are gone, their problems will go away. Is that not running on hate? Like, have you not taken advantage of the pain that people have on the streets, the anger that they have, and just to not have any real strategy to address their challenges?
Okay, so we must be realistic here, that most of the problems that we have are caused by the influx of foreign nationals.
We were at an operation yesterday. We were with a task force of yours. I'm sure you were aware of who was there.
Yes.
There wasn't an official there, right? It was completely just Dudula members, the task force acting as the only authority. And what was supposed to be a conversation very quickly turned into a confrontation.
I'll be honest with you. In some instances, you need to really be harsh. We don't promote violence, and we don't want people to feel harassed. But I'll tell you that at some stage, we really need to push harder, because it's an honest truth. These people have attitude, and they are very rude. So if they did not be as harsh as they were, the person wouldn't have agreed to leave.
That's a vigilante exercise. Like, you guys are a vigilante group.
Okay, so the fact that someone laid a complaint to us, it means he or she has been failed by the law enforcement. And who's going to help? There's no one to actually assist them. So someone needs to do something. We cannot be under attack by foreign nationals and do nothing about it. Something needs to happen. But it will be sorted out. Operation Dudula will be in power.
But what kind of community are we if we're forcing people from their homes and destroying livelihoods? Operation Dudula talks about crime. They talk about poverty. But I didn't hear anyone talk about the legacy of apartheid, when Black South Africans were shut out of the economy en masse. It's a legacy we're still living with, made worse by government corruption and looting on a grand scale.
I went on this journey to learn more about the kind of people who would join a group like Operation Dudula. What are their motivations and why do they have such a hate for foreigners? It was that simple. And once I met members of Dudula, I realized that a lot of them are just like the people from back home, people I know, people from my neighborhood. And they struggle with the same things I grew up struggling with. But what's been disappointing is that these people have taken that pain and created more pain. Scapegoating foreigners is not going to fix the drug issue. It's not going to fix crime. It's not going to fix unemployment or corruption, inequality. It's not going to address those things. It's just going to create more and more conflict. And that's devastating.